Lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the
Good morning. We are. Oh, what's going on with the microphone this morning? Let's sort that out. We are live. Microphone's a bit dodgy this morning. We're live. There are people online. It was an unplanned live, but I thought I would just do the news as a live this morning. Let me just double check that volume is okay. How does it sound? Is the sound okay? Can somebody tell me in the comments? Yeah, it sounds all right. Sounds all right, doesn't it? Ain't it? That's it. That's a bit better. Right, there we go. Hail from Greenwich. Hail Ali. Hail Dom. Right, the Celtic news this morning is as follows. Obviously, the great news is we've got Albion Ajeti out of the club. We pocketed £500,000 for him. 26-year-old who joined from West Ham and 3 years ago cost us $5 million. Scoring just 4 goals in 23 appearances last season for Sturm Graz. They didn't want him, but we managed to get him out the door for it's actually fair play. We got £500,000 for him. It's a lot. People were expected to get nothing for him. Right. Transfers. Where did we go? Because Celtic are all over the place with transfers. Are Celtic hitting the panic button? Because let's face it, yesterday, cheers for that, Kate. Yesterday, we had agreed a deal. We had bids rejected. We then had one seemingly agreed, and then we pulled out. Do you know, I've no idea. I don't think anybody. My only concern now is the fact that since Peter Lawwell has came back into the building, I mean, I was talking about this to mates this morning. And we've lost Jota, we've lost Aaron Moy, right? Losing those two from midfield would hit any team. We now sit this morning and Leeds United are getting ready to put in another offer for Matt O'Reilly. Matt O'Reilly's probably been one of the brighter sparks from the Celtic team over the last couple of weeks, changing his game and making himself more available around the pitch. Helen, yeah, getting nervous about this window. We need to get a move on. It is absolutely ridiculous what is going on at Celtic. I'm confused, Joseph. I'm confused. You're hearing so many conflicting reports now. And we'll talk about the news that's happening this morning. So Celtic are still seemingly looking for a left winger, which is coming in. You know, he is in the country. It just depends when Celtic decide to announce it. He's obviously held up with the air traffic control stuff done in London. We're still looking for a centre back, a left back, and a goalkeeper. It is ridiculous that we're looking for a goalkeeper this late in the game. And it says to me that we're going for loan signings this late in the window. We're going for Monty. The board is not fit for purpose. It is not. We were spoiled the last couple of seasons. It's embarrassing. We've listed typical Celtic, and it all comes down to the one thing, and it all comes down to that Peter Lawwell walked back into the building January this year, and it has been said, you know, Peter Lawwell walks in the building and ambition walks out the building, which is really disappointing. Did Ange Postecoglou? Yeah, Lowell pinches genius for getting $500,000. It might be the best bit of transfer, yes. Baz, it isn't the return of Peter Lowell coming back. How's it not, Dom? Before Peter Lowell came back in January, right? Everything was fine with the transfer windows the way that we did our business. This cannot be down to Brendan Rodgers, this window. It cannot be down to Brendan Rodgers. He has asked for experienced players. Absolutely nailed it. Panic, no direction. Money in the bank. We should have kicked on. Brendan Rodgers' body language in interviews sounds like a beaten man already this season. Yes, he does. He does. You're saying it is Dom. Yeah. Yeah, it is down to Peter Lawwell coming back. And it's, you know, Celtic as a fan base are now going to go. We're going to go into this season probably most prepared than the last couple of seasons, which is really disappointing for us. Disappointing. The good news is Celtic put out a happy birthday card. Notice this morning, big Bobby Lennox, not that big, but Bobby Lennox on the 30th of August 1943, one of the greatest ever players. The second highest goal scorer of all time was born, Bobby Lennox. Bobby is some guy. I've met him many times over the years, especially when I was younger. He is 80 today. The Celts title Bobby's books, 30 Miles from Paradise. He was one of the players that were so close to Celtic Park. And he was a goal machine. He scored an incredible 277 goals and 586 appearances. And only second to Jimmy McGrory. So, yeah, hats off to Bobby. 51 cup appearances, 31 goals. You know, but it's not what we want, Celtic. Sorry. We don't want birthday card stuff. We want players. We want players in the door. We don't want birthday card stuff. We want players in. You know, it's unbelievable that we knew what we needed at Celtic. I'm going to go back to text that I got this morning, and it was, you know, everyone is just getting a bit peeved now. You know, we've lost so many good players. I mean, Cameron Carter Vickers is out. We did make a chance to try and bring in a player, but he's got injured. We brought back Cameron Carter Vickers far too early, right? Far too early. We let Starfelt go too early. We sold Jota, to take the money. So we're now sitting at completely cash. Don't keep forgetting that Cameron Carter Vickers and Kyogo was great business. Yeah, they were great business, but we for years now, we only needed to make a certain amount of improvements. Lowell's that a cancer in the club, but needs gone for good. I think, yeah. Everybody on this channel knows. Everybody that's watched this channel for years knows how I feel about Lowell. If you've followed me on my Twitter account, that's over 12-year-old. I mean, I've always had a dig at Lowell, and one time when I was putting a lot of stuff up on Twitter about what was going on at the club, they used CCTV to find out who it was and where I sat in Celtic Park. That was Lowell. Anyway, I agree. Starfelt should have been kept. Starfelt should have been kept to the end of the window. Right, let's get a big hi to who's in the house. Obviously, the first one in this morning was Big Dom, then Ali, Kate Sloan. Kate Sloan runs the Hoops Bar up in Guardamara's fantastic pub, and hopefully I'll be able to get up to the Hoops Bar in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully we'll have some good news for that, Kate. Sean Short is in the house. Kevin Patrick Cunningham is in the house. Paul McCoon's in the house. Graham Hardy's in the house. Darren Docherty's in the house. Anthony's in the house. Michael's in the house. Joseph's in the house. Helen's in the house. Morning, Helen. Paul's in the house. Sam Mack's in the house. I'm not going to keep you all far too long this morning because I know some people will be working, but there's a fantastic amount of comments from Sonny Dunoon. Stop listening and promoting speculative media bollocks. Wait until we have the facts and report. A lot of the stuff that I'm getting comes from people that have connections to the club, and there's people out there in the media that break transfer news days before anyone else in the Scottish media. So I'll keep on running the way that I'm doing the channel. Thanks. If you don't like it, don't have to watch it, as they say. We do feel for Brendan. He hasn't been back to a lime, a dime, you probably mean. And it's worrying that we haven't managed to get the players in. I mean, wait a minute. This is one of those damn bitey things. There's these big beasties that keep on trying to get in the house. Anyway, last transfer was littered with folk we'd never heard of. This is true. But that was the winter one. The winter one is always going to be like that. I still don't think it'll work out by Friday, Baz says Big Dom. I think it is. We're in a position that we didn't need to be. We knew that we needed a keeper. Everyone in the brother knew that we needed a goalkeeper. We're now running around with 2 days to go on the transfer window, right? And it's Wednesday morning, It's Wednesday morning. The transfer window shuts on Friday night. We knew that we needed a keeper to come in. We all thought, we all thought that we would have got a keeper in there. The chance to get in a really fantastic keeper. A lot of deals get done in the last few days. Don't panic. A lot of deals do get done in the last few days, but the squad is not. It's bigger, but I don't think the squad's better. And people asked me at the beginning of the window, "Who do you think we need?" And I said, let's wait until the end of the window, and we'll talk about it. And we'll talk about it and see what's happened. And thus far, the window has been an absolute nightmare. It's been a nightmare. Getting in a player that we knew wasn't fit. He's chucked it before the season's properly started. Sefco will put us to the sword. Poor Joe Hart. No, I think that I think we'll get a draw at the least this weekend. I think we will get a draw. They're not that good. We are short on players that would have been in the first team. Let's get 10 men are back, Baz says Paul. Monty says, I just feel depressed. Actually shattered with frustrating. I think every Celtic fan is. Chris Winder, my team United board is crap, is even worse. Yeah, no, who's talking about Man United on here? Go and watch Man United videos. Anyway, I don't think we'll get a keeper. We want height and strength, says Ali. If we're going to get a keeper in, there has to be a keeper going out. And the only keeper that we're going to be going out is Benji. We spoke about this. And the fact that that we give Scott Bain, a 3-year contract, an extended 3-year contract, is unbelievable for me. For he's been there that long, and he's not really done anything. It's time to move him on. At the end of the day, Brendan Rodgers ain't going to be accepted anything else, but he's not going to accept anything else but quality. I think that's yesterday. I saw my transfers have been shocking. Back to the old routine, it seems. Yeah, Martin, it is. It is. Just fed up. Baz says Paddy Burns. Love it. Tired of all the fake transfer stories. I think it's not fake transfer stories. I think the fact is that we're making bid for players, and yeah, there is a lot of fake ones out there, and there's a lot of nonsense. But yesterday we made 3 bids for a player, and then we pulled out. Now, is it because Brendan Rodgers went, right, wait a minute, we've got Palmer coming in, he can play through the middle as well. What is it, winger? Is it for the fact that the striker we were trying to bring in was only 21? Brendan asked for experience. He stood on the TV last week and he said, I want us to bring in some experience this week. Morning, Kaiser, how you doing? I want us to bring in experience. And we're running around bringing in 21-year-old players. It's not what Brendan asked for. Yeah, big happy birthday to Bobby Lennox. Yeah, they don't make players like that anymore. They don't make players like that. Jota's transfer was done early. We had 25 million to spend. Well, we didn't. We had about 18 million to spend the time that they got their money in. And then if you take away the 6.5 million, but yes, we had money to spend. That transfer was done early. This nonsense that a lot of the good transfers aren't done early. Good transfers aren't done early. You're running about trying to get a bargain when it's this late in the stage. What's the latest on Van Hooydonk? No idea. Let me just double check. I mean, it has been spoken this morning. I've spoke to a few mates this morning, and nobody knows anything. My main man that hasn't even been on the group chat this morning. The big worry is the Matt O'Reilly one. The Matt O'Reilly one. I don't think he'll go. A few mates are worried that if we sell O'Reilly, morning Daniela from Dundee, if we sell O'Reilly, we've killed the middle of our team. We've killed it. And when we spoke about it in the live yesterday about the average age of the team, the fact it's only 23-year-olds, the average age of Martin O'Neill's team was 29. The average age of Brendan Rodgers' team first round was about 25, 26. What goalie is sitting in the house waiting for Celtic to phone? Exactly, Bruce. Exactly. None. We're then going to take a second or third choice keeper from another team to get rid of one of our third choice keepers. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. If O'Reilly has moved on, it is pathetic. It's true. For me, I think Matt O'Reilly is one player that's started to enjoy the season. Kaiser says best players move at the end of the window. No, they don't, Kaiser. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No way O'Reilly goes to the champion. No, I don't think he'll go to the championship. But the best players do not move at the end of the window. You know, when you see some of the movement that's went on here in Spain, they made their move early for a lot of the players so they can get the players in and get them ready. You know, we're now going to be bringing, if we bring in four players, like this was suggested, if we bring in four players, are we really expecting to bring in four players? Yeah, you know the way that Celtic do it. They probably will. They probably will. James Forrest needs to step back up. He's fit. He's the job to us until we get players back. Do you know it's ridiculous that we're having to rely on James Forrest this late? Palmer's going to be paraded on Friday, but that's it, says Paul McLean. O'Reilly's one of Brendan's favourite. Yeah, look, O'Reilly's got one choice. Celtic have already turned down the deal before, and Celtic will turn it down again because Matt O'Reilly, for me, is a player that we cannot afford to lose. And especially going into the Champions League, I think this time that we get Hatate back, that will give us a bit more solidity in the midfield. Lowell regularly quoted as saying, "We aim to be world class in everything we do." Yeah, when you go, Peter. The only thing about his world class is his salary. This is true. Hatate scored a double a week after we signed him. Yeah, he did. He did do that. I see us bringing in 2 signings and 2 loans. Typical. Yes, Kaiser. That's exactly what I'm worried about. And I think we're going to bring in a lone keeper. Forrest is just sitting his time out. I don't think he's sitting his time out. He got an extended contract and he wants to play. But we're bringing in more wingers. Peter's around transfers and timing coming. It's abysmal. Peter leaves, Ange comes in. Transfers are done quick. Peter returns, Ange leaves, and boom. You said it all, Evan. You know, you said it all. People are starting to talk. I mean, people are. The thing is Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers will not get any grace time at all. If we get a draw this weekend, it's a half decent result. If we get Lanky, you did call it out weeks ago. You did call it they would get a few on deadline day. Olafur Cooper, how's Fife this morning even. Awata needs to start sitting behind Carmack in that position. Now it looks like we're trying to get this player from Man City in to do that on loan. Harry Maguire is good. I don't think, don't forget that Lawwell's is Desmond's puppet. I don't think so. Desmond was the man that brought in Ange, and Lawwell was around at the time, and then Lawwell obviously left the club. But we've done quite well the last couple of seasons. A draw's a fantastic result the way that we are playing. You've got to remember we're top of the league. We haven't been playing good. We haven't been playing good, and we are still top of the league. The draw at the weekend and people booing, it's all to do with the fact that Brendan's changed the team far too much. Is it the fact that I think Kyogo will now revert back to playing off the shoulder? I think there's no way. If Kyogo starts coming into the middle of the field, this weekend, it is we're doomed. We're doomed. And I think if Kyogo reverts back to playing off the defenders and the fact that they're going to push up a bit will give us our chances. Will give us our chances. Win. It's got to be Celtic, says Kevin. Lanky, our board said Lawwell was leaving. I knew it was BS. And it was just to get us in front and get us all excited, said Lanky. Yep, I think so. Awata and Odin have to start. Turnbull offers nothing in midfield yet. Turnbull, he needs to kick on as a player. He will still be in the squad, but we do have keeper. Kyogo's a box player, and it's when you look back to the game at the weekend, the amount of crosses that we put in front in the 6-yard box, and Kyogo was nowhere near because he was getting played far too far back. I don't see Brendan sees in Turnbull. I can understand what he sees in him, but it's whether the player is able to actually come on enough as a player. You've got to remember he's still only 22 years old. The fact that he's been at the club for so long, I think that's what give him stick. If you watched Dom, if you watched the video, the live from yesterday morning, we spoke about the players and the ages of Martin O'Neill's team and the squad players in Martin O'Neill's team. And there was quite a lot of young squad players in Martin O'Neill's team around about 18, 19. Kaiser says the best move Celtic has made this window is the introduction of kebab pies at Paradise. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Um, it's just unbelievable. Calmac, man marked, kills our whole game. It does, and we need to change that up a bit. That's why we need someone else sitting behind Calmac that can take a bit of heat off him, so that they can change positions a bit. If I was Brendan, I would walk if Lowell is still here by the next window. That's an interesting one by Davey. Well, if we get tanked this weekend, right, which I don't think we will, if we get humiliated in the Champions League, Brendan will not get he'll not get the same leeway that any other manager would probably have got. The fact that we've got him here on a 3-year deal, yeah, but Turnbull, you get him on the ball just outside the box, he's going to take a shot, which a lot of players just now love it won't do, and he does. He does. He scored a couple of screamers for outside the box, and he has got a decent pass on. We will destroy the Rangers, says Timo. I think we will. I think we've been. They won't sit in. What I was Japanese Player of the Year, whole midfield player. Boys know how to run the games. We won on Sunday. Love the optimism. You've always got we sing it in the 90s. We always look on the bright side of life. And as Oakland fans, still think of that and think about the way that we were back in the 90s. Constant, yep. We were back in the 90s, and we were getting beat by a goalkeeper. Let's face it, Lanky Monty. I think, especially when I've covered up front. No, I don't think they're planning to put Maida up front. I think that the fact that when Lewis comes in, he can play on both flanks and through the middle. Let's hope PSV destroy them and get a few injuries. And there's too much manic going on, says T1. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is far too much rubbish. Pork Chops Express this morning, lads. I take it the Brøndby deal has fallen through. Yeah, it's like Celtic seemingly pulled out after the third one, which is unbelievable. And I think that for me personally, what I think is actually going on behind the scenes is there's a bit of a power struggle going on at Celtic. Peter and his son want to bring in players that are younger that we can sell on. Brendan wants to bring in players that are a bit older and have the experience. And ultimately, Brendan has to sign off any players that come in. And I think this week there has been a bit of a power struggle going on, if you ask me. Celtic have been radio silent this week. Celtic on social media have been completely radio silent compared to previous weeks. The fact that they put out a thing this morning purely for Bobby Lennox, I mean, they've been doing it for all the players, but when it comes to kind of good news stuff, and even stuff, there's nothing been leaked about what's going on at Lennoxtown or anything. There's nothing like that. They've changed Pistol Pete. Yeah. So who's wanting to draw for? I want Feyenoord, Inter, and Real Sociedad, says Lanky. What time is the draw? If we can do the draw live, I might go live during the draw on Thursday tomorrow. So yeah, we'll do a live during the draw and see who we get. See who we get in the Champions League, which is always good. And yeah, let's just hope that Dutch side does a job tonight for us, just to make us feel a bit better. Desmond needs to decide who runs the club. Rogers or Steptoe and Son. Steptoe and Son. Desmond's a stingy billionaire. The silence makes me think there's a lot going in. On the back. There is a lot of stuff going on, but there's a lot of stuff going on where it is, you know, it's unbelievable. I think personally, I think there's a bit of a power struggle going on at Celtic just now, from what Peter and his son wants and what Brendan wants. That's only my personal opinion. And then wait a minute, football one. The good news you want about good news is there's a lot of angry zombies the airport this morning, purely for the fact that a lot of flights have been cancelled to Eindhoven. So they don't do walking away. They don't do walking away at airports either. They're not getting on their flights. There's a lot of angry uns at the airport, seemingly. What a shame. What a shame, eh? We're not getting to go and follow their team. Anyway, no fans at the weekend. Yeah, there is no fans at the weekend. If we go back to basics and play at our strengths, we can get a result on Sunday. Yes, it is true. It is true. If we play to our strengths, we will get a result on Sunday. And by a result, I would take a draw. Then I would take a draw. The fact that we're playing there in front of no fans, I would take a draw. I would really take a draw. Pie in the face if Pedro needs to get, yes, Hunt's can swim over and get a bath first. First of the year, said Alan. Hey, Chop, how you keeping? Right, and let's see about Celtic news. Obviously, the Leeds one. Looks like Leeds are going to come back in for a bid for Matt O'Reilly. Celtic this week are still after a goalkeeper, a left back, a centre back. We'll see if that happens. If we get the three in, there's been loads of talk about a striker. Albion Ajeti has been sold for 500,000. Woohoo! We want to watch. We want to watch. We want to watch. We've got rid of Albion Ajeti for 500,000. Don't scoff. Bernardo hints of Jota, the latest with Benfica. Looks like we're trying to get another player in from Benfica. There's a lot of people reporting that. You know, it's one of those things. If if we get this guy in from, we did all right with Jota, and if we can get this guy on a loan with option to buy clause, um, it could be a good bit of business. But again, you know, he's not. I mean, he's not been deemed good enough for Benfica. Benfica have got a fantastic team, right? Jota wasn't good enough for Benfica. He done all right with us. He done really good for us. Um, so if we can get this guy in, it is going to be a loan one. It's just if you wanted to get players in a loan, why not move a little bit faster in the transfer window and get them bedded into the team? Yeah, Jetty's gone finally, and it's freed up 80 grand a week, which we're not going to spend on anyone. Uh, Good news. What about McCarthy? Hopefully McCarthy will get out the door as well. He's someone that's just completely stealing a wage. There's nothing about him as yet. No more first team players will be allowed to leave this window. Surely, no, no, not a chance. Not a chance. How much? How much is Jota to? Baz, he has a 90 million release clause. You're joking. Who has a 90 million release clause? Don't say the guy from Benfica that we're bringing in. Don't say that. Surely, surely. Monty. Who? Monty. Wouldn't hesitate saying O'Reilly. The guy's a charlatan. The guy's a charlatan. Leeds are skint. Leeds are skint. If you don't say terminate contracts, yeah, we just terminate contracts. But we can't terminate contracts. You've got to buy them out of the contract. You can't just terminate a contract of a player, and unless they've done something like down the line of what Lee Griffiths did. You've got to buy them out of their contracts. So the fact that we managed to get somebody to pay for a jet to get £500,000 for him is something else. 7. The Benfica lad has a 90 million selling release. No chance. We're not taking anybody. The reason that we're taking a bit longer to get a player into Brendan has a different target in mind. The board are thinking different young players. Yes, exactly, like There's a power struggle going on there. There's a power struggle. The Brendan wants in. Brendan stood in front of the camera and said, "I want experienced players in. We need experience." And the board are going, "No, we're going to give you this 21-year-old player to come in." And it's like, we need a bit of experience in this team. We don't have it. We don't have it. Right, let's see if there's any other news kicking about. Anthony Joseph saying that the Bologna striker Sidney Van Hooijdonk is another player that's been on the Celtic radar this summer. Speculation, just pure speculation. That one. Will we bring in a 23-year-old striker? Nah, don't think so. I don't think so. We've still got O to come back. Forget him back. They're not going to spend money on a striker. Not a chance. Not a chance. Likely the board should have targets. The manager should have. Yes, exactly, Monty. Exactly. But you can understand the way that Celtic work. And, we've got a recruitment team out there that go and look at players, potential players, so that if we bring in a player and we sell him on, we go, you know what, this young guy coming through in a couple of years' time, and it might be worth a punt. But it's one of the things I'm not doing right. Ouch, just been bent. Anyway, right, we've been on for half an hour. Let's get some comments. Baz, bit off point. We're going to just say I fully support the Spanish Women's World Cup winners. Yes, and the Spanish teams here the Spanish men's teams have been doing some amount of protesting about what's going on. And the fact that a couple of the teams came out with banners and everything before their games at the weekend, totally supporting the Spanish women's football teams. And I'm not sure if the guy's been sacked yet or not, but they were talking about it last night, that he was actually going to get sacked finally. Right, no experience, 5'8". Do you blame Brendan Rodgers to put the brakes on the Danes deal? Exactly. My thoughts exactly. Right, we need a very good centre back who might make a move for Lawrence Shankland. Hopefully, McCarthy has been signed by DD to no, right. Who's up for a live later on this afternoon? What day is it anyway? It is Wednesday, isn't it? We'll go live at around about 5:15 Celtic Park time, so that we can get alive before Scum FM come on. And no doubt a lot of you will want to watch the game tonight to see if they get their totties or not. So we'll go live again at 5:15 tonight. Hopefully we'll get a positive news coming out of Celtic. Hopefully there'll be we need Ian said, we need experience, but only development players have been scouted to the team. Yeah. We're going to go live at 5:15 Celtic Park time tonight. So it'll be 6:15 for me here. Yeah, we'll go live at 5:15. So on that note, we can't keep playing scales yet. We can't. Wait a minute. Oh no, it's just a bit of hilarity about the fact that they're all getting their flights cancelled, which is probably the best part of the news, best bit of news that we've had all day today. That there's hundreds and hundreds of zombies currently sitting at Glasgow and Edinburgh Airport trying to get over to Holland, and they can't because their flights are being cancelled. So always look on the bright side of life. We're top of the league looking down on the Rangers, and we don't have to play in qualifiers for Europe this year. So on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the